Hello and welcome back to RailRoads Online. So today we are bringing yet one more locomotive out of the yard. We have decided we are pulling out the cordwood train or rolling stock set. We have switched back to quite a while back, I guess now. We used to use the Climax for cordwood. We are going back to that. We had switched it to a class 70, but until we know that the crossover problem is fixed, we're trying to kind of avoid using class 70s when we know we have to go over that. This one we know has to go over the crossover. Well, actually, this one doesn't have to go over the crossover. You know what we should do is actually, when we get up here, now that I'm actually thinking this through, we should probably switch this out with the class 70, because we should be able to get this out there. Cordwood does not need to go over the crossover, actually. So we could swap this out with a class 70. Now that I'm thinking about it, which is much easier to use over distance. I still think this is one of the coolest looking locomotives in the game, but I also think it's absolutely crazy to drive the thing because of how the wheels just spin. But I like it a lot. That's probably a better idea though. If I turn around and take this thing, I got a plan. Brakes. Disconnect you. Grab some wood. Throw it in there. Where's that thing? We're gonna have to stop that. Oh, it's coming faster than I thought. Alright. Boom. Shut that off. Hit those. That should bring it to a stop. We will flip this over. That'll let us get you out of here. Boom. Alright. Don't need to go nuts. Just need to bring you down the line. I guess I would, at the end of the day, I would rather have a class 70 on cordwood. That's why I switched that before. Where out here, even if this thing wants to do a burnout or whatever it wants to do, running the box cars is not going to make it a bit of difference, to be honest. We could actually probably bring a porter out here and run the box cars. So one way or another, this will not be a problem. It's just the hyperactivity of this thing just going insane is why I do not run the Climax more often. Uh-oh. Gotta flip this switch. Alright. Wasn't planning on doing all this switching, I guess, so that's gonna lengthen things out a little bit. But this was not according to plan. Good news is we don't have to like actually hook this up or anything. Not that we will probably do that anyway, but we do not need to. Yeah, what's got the clip in it? This one? Sure does. It's always a mystery where the link stays. At least to me. Come on. There we go. Full on spaz mode. No. It's not so bad. It's a great looking locomotive. Oh, let me down. Alright, pinned. Whoa, cool. Rock on. Brake is on. You can sit. Now, flip you off of here. Run down there. That looks good to go. Run over here. This is not good to go. That's good to go. Now we just need to run back, grab your load, and you are off to the races. Yeah, I'll be happier switching this out, though. I was not real super excited about the idea of taking the Climax back out to the cordwood. I just don't really like to deal with the Climax on that route. That's why it's been replaced before. So this is going to be a better option, and happier about that one. That's for sure. The tools are very easy run. You don't have to make it all that super often, and like I said, we might even bring a porter out to do that one just because we think it probably can, and that would be a good use for a porter. Now that I'm thinking about it, get back here. It didn't say any brakes. Alright, good. Stop it. Yeah, we're not gonna go that far. Alright, brake felt like that was on. It's really amazing after you run these things for a while how you can just feel like when a brake is on just by the way that the locomotive is running. And you know, you can almost get to feel it when it's on a car, which car it's on. It's kind of funny like that. Because you would think, you know, yeah, it just takes more to pull it, but somehow you always know. And you just know where it's at after you run them long enough. Alright, boom. Hit it. Almost got that yard emptied out so we can get on to some better projects. I know that coming up, one of the things I really want to work on is I was given a kind of an idea for something I had already kicked around kind of in my head, but an idea for a new loading process up at the logging camp. So I think we're going to put that in. I want to simplify some of the original track and clean that up. I know originally, like where I have that first double track stuff laid in there, which we're going to go over here in a little bit. I'm probably going to pull that stuff out, drop it down to one lane traffic. I think I can just make runs simpler in there by actually having and doing a little less. So be eliminating some of those things coming up and just kind of cleaning up the overall runs. Finally getting time to, now it's time to just make things look decent, be smooth, and turn things the way that we want to do them. Not that we're going to take everything out, like obviously where this one shoots over and stuff like that. I still don't have any intention of like, could this be straighter through here? Definitely. Am I going to do that? No. Some of this I want to have the original feel of how we found, you know, our path to places. I don't have the intent of getting rid of that, but I do have the intent of starting to make things look better. Like this track that's real low to the ground was the stuff that I was the happiest with in the process of laying. So we have some places that I'd just like to go drop it down. Have considered coming in and on the old spline lines, laying the groundwork after the rail so we can bury it, but I don't know if I want to get that crazy into the way they look, just being, you know, someday we might just get the spline update and then all of that's going to be done for us. So I don't know. Have to just kind of see where things go and the ideas we get from discussing things. That's the nice thing with the Discord and the group we got in there. Guys, everybody's got, you know, a different idea and sharing their maps and layouts and different ways of doing things gives you some ideas to rethink the way that you've solved problems in the first place and see that you can't find something a little smoother and a little better. It's kind of nice. I do invite all viewers to the Discord. Description, or the link is in the description down below in the video. We are starting to get a fair good people in there that are all about sharing the game. A lot of conversation about it, so I do encourage people to join. As long as we all keep things respectful, clean, and cool to one another, that's all we ask in the Discord. Just people having a good time about the game who want to share and, you know, relate, get ideas, find games in and amongst one another, that kind of thing. So, all are welcome. Get the old boxcar, or not boxcar, cordwood load back out here. I gotta admit, cordwood's never been one of my favorite loads, though. It's one you don't have to do a ton, so that's kind of nice. But it doesn't pay big bucks or anything. Although, you know, it's not this super long run either. This is gonna be probably longer getting the train back out there than the load themselves normally are. But I really got to get this yard emptied out. And between running other loads and stuff like that, I only have so much and time of what I'm doing, you know. I mean, you run 12 loads of oil or something and you can't, when you're shooting videos, at least I find I don't want to shoot 12 videos in a row shooting oil, you know, oil cars. So I figure even sometimes just run an empty train out to its location is more exciting than running the same thing over and over and over again. Plus, I tend to jump in there and take some breaks from running the same loads. It's one thing that holds me back from getting my industries full, is I don't tend to like running more than 3 or 4 loads to the same location. I get, you know, I get bored with it, quite frankly, so I like to try to then go someplace else. That way. Wait a minute, no. We have a decision to make here. That's right. We're gonna kick you that way, because that will give us a nice cool run on the way out. Don't think we're gonna run into anything sitting in our way or anything, but quite frankly, right now the rail is in a state that I don't exactly know where everything is. That's part of what we're doing. And then, be honest, every time I've now come out to the last 3 times I've been out to the logging camp, there somehow has been a flat car just laying on the track, derailed. And one of them I hooked up into another train. 2 of them I've deleted. So I don't know if we're gonna run into another one of those heading out there this time or not. I mean, if we do, I guess we'll just attach it to the back and see what we'll do with it at a later time. But we are, at least I'm a little interested to see if that thing's out there or not. Should have just ran that cut all the way through there. Should have just been able to dump these right out onto this rail, but I'm kind of glad in the end that I didn't, because it's definitely not a permanent project. That yard was really when I thought that these cars wouldn't be converted to new spline cars, and had no idea then what would happen to these. So that was basically put it out of the way, put it on the shelf, and see what happens. Now I'm kind of in the belief that we'll be running these trains yet for a while, so I'm breaking them all back out, and if something else changes, well, then we'll deal with that when it gets there. But we're going to just keep on running the locos and deal with things as they come. Sticking around in the beta branch for now because, you know, we have some other build options in case we want to play around with some bridges and stuff like that. No point in limiting it. Plus, we have the dev speed, and that's really helpful. Oh. I don't know how or why that all of a sudden started bogging down like that, but we will just go ahead and push up the throttle since we're barely cruising. Yeah, like as you can see in here, there's just places where we've gone kind of just cutting trees. And I hear there's, you know, two ideas of thought behind, do trees, cutting down trees make the game run smoother or worse? Because does the game have to remember that you cut down the tree, or does the game just get rid of the tree and not have to deal with the concept that it's gone? I don't know. You know, I don't know. I can't answer that. I have no idea how the game actually chews out information, so. But I did think it was an interesting conversation. For sure. These, I'd always like to replace them because I don't like having that big of dirt mounds, but I do kind of like the way they look like that. So I have, you know, yet to mess with them. Alright, now let's get off of there. We can come up here and flip this. Boom. Send it down our cordwood. Come over here. Make sure that this is going to be set to receive said train. And then we can just wait for our locomotive here. Roll it on by. Class 70. I believe it's a, what, DNRG Class 70 is what this thing is or something? I believe. Overall, I do have to say, I don't think it's the best looking locomotive in the game, because I give that credit to the Eureka. And I think that the Cook Mogul is maybe the coolest locomotive in the game, but this right here is the best all-around locomotive in the game, in my opinion. Uh-oh. She, when it comes to brakes, pulling power, ease of use, duration of use, this thing has it all. You know, you can go the distance with it. It pulls a ton. It's easy to use. You don't have to resupply it often. It's, you know, it doesn't get tippy. It doesn't get herky-jerky. It doesn't anything. The Class 70 is just a workhorse. So, but there we are. Class 70 in place. Brought back out. Obviously, we are, I don't plan to run cordwood down the line right now. I just wanted to get it out here, so there we go. that has been done and delivered 606 back to her home out here pulling cordwood, and that's just a better place for it than on those three silly little box cars. So there you go. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. Subscriptions are free, but they sure do help the channel. Y'all have a great day, and we'll catch you on the next one.